Okay, welcome back to my channel. Episode 2, dose. Do. What is it? I think it's do in French. Anyways, okay. So welcome back. So again, I am Ebony Harrington. If this is your first time coming to my channel, I just feel like I talked with my hands a lot, so excuse me, y'all. But anyways, if this is your first time coming to my channel, I'm Ebony Harrington. Again, I am the owner of Lavish Fit LLC, CrossFit athlete, graffiti artist, single mom, graduate student on my last year. Thank you, Jesus. Last year, I will be graduating with a master's in forensic psychology. And I am here today to talk to you guys a little bit more about my mental health journey. So I gave you guys a little intro on my last video. If you haven't watched it, go check that out. I am doing well. I'm doing good. I'm blessed. I cannot complain whatsoever. I wanted to give you guys a little more insight. I talked about the fact that, I was going to discuss some things that I've personally dealt with, such as like OCD, anxiety, sexual assault. Also, I didn't mention this one last time and I always forget. Also, alcohol dependency has been one for me. So that's another thing that I will definitely be going over as well. And then again, just talking about other disorders, other mental illnesses, things that people go through, and kind of shedding some light and bringing some awareness to those things. So one thing that I really wanted to go over today in particular was my psychiatric journey. So me being a major in forensic science and psychology, I focus a lot on the differences in counseling and in psychiatry. So many may know, many may not know, and that's fine. There's a difference between going to a psychologist and a psychiatrist. So a psychiatrist goes to med school. So they go to med school, they understand dosages and what medications affect certain pathways and connections in the brain, stuff like that. So they are the ones who are going to prescribe you medication. And while I would not necessarily go to medication as like a first resort, if it's not, depending on what the situation is, I definitely feel as if it is important to understand that you're not crazy if you have to get medication. You're not unstable. You shouldn't be shamed for it. So like with me, I go to a counselor and I have a psychiatrist because I do take medication for anti-anxiety medication. So I really want to talk about the difference in those two and bring awareness to that, and the fact that it's okay if you need to speak with a counselor and if you need to be on medication, just as long as you're balancing those effectively. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest, and again, I'm not a doctor and I'm definitely not a psychiatrist, so I wouldn't necessarily suggest though just taking medication and never dealing with the issues that are causing you to be to that point. So especially with like alcohol, like I said, I've dealt with alcoholism and alcohol dependency in my past and present. Like that, a lot of times if I was just to go and take medication and not speak with a counselor, I'm not fixing the problem. I'm just putting a band-aid on it. So that's really a big deal when it comes to dealing with mental health, is that it's okay to have a counselor and a psychiatrist. It's okay if you just have a counselor. If you don't want to take medicine or you don't need it, that's another thing. If you don't need it, don't take it. Some people are clinically anxious, clinically have anxiety, or clinically depressed, or whatever it might be. And some people are not. Some people can go to counseling and be okay. Some people need to go to counseling and have that psychiatrist because of chemical imbalances in the brain. Like you might have heard that a lot, chemical imbalances in the brain. And that's very much a real thing, is that some people do have different balances in the brain, and that can affect how they how predisposed they are to things. So if you've ever done any research or if you might have gone to school for like psychology, things like that, you might have actually seen how there are certain people in this world that are predisposed to stuff like alcoholism or depression, things like that, depending on genetics, their environment that they grew up in, different stuff like that. But especially genetics, that's a big thing that I'm focusing on. You see a lot of times that alcoholism might run in a family, and it's because of genetics. You know, people are predisposed to stuff like that. So it's okay if you need counseling and a psychiatrist for medication. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you unstable. It just means that you're a different person and you were biologically built differently. So that was really my message for today, was really talking about what I currently deal with. I currently am on medication as well, speaking with the counselor, and also kind of sharing some awareness and some guidance to other people if you feel ashamed, or if you feel like it makes you weak if you have to go get it, or that you're not a druggie. Like, I don't want anyone to feel like there are stereotypes on them if they have to go to that, if they need to resort to that. It's definitely okay. Honestly, I feel like you're strong if you take that step, because some people don't take that step. They might be in denial, or they feel like it's too much work to fix what's going on, or something like that. So that was my biggest message for today. I hope you guys listened. I hope you guys enjoyed my message. Definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed. And yeah, see you guys later.